Welcome back, everybody. I have to go somewhere in 20 minutes, so hopefully you guys don't make me talk for more than 20 minutes or I'm going to be late. If this video is more than 20 minutes, I'm definitely late. PSG, Bayern Munich, PSG guys are the second finalists for the Champions League now. They'll be playing against Arsenal, which is a throwback to last year's semifinal. And man, I think people are sleeping on how good this game is going to be. I think it's going to be a good game. If you go back and watch those two legs last year, it was phenomenal. Donnarumma really bailed out PSG a lot. I thought Arsenal did really well against PSG. I do think in the grand scheme of things, I think PSG is about the same level as last year. I think Arsenal is slightly worse than they were last year. But it's a one-leg format. Anything can happen. I felt like for Arsenal's chances to win, I had them slightly higher if they saw Bayern Munich. Slightly. Not by much. But I think Arsenal's got a shot. Like against PSG, I'd give them, I'm going to say 35%. Look, PSG are the better footballing side. We're going to really talk about today. We're going to preview that game at the end today. We have a lot to talk about with this game. Before we talk about anything with this game today, I'm going to start off giving credit to somebody that deserves the most credit out of anybody in this stadium, in this arena today, and he goes by the name of Luis Enrique. Boys, I can't tell you how impressive this guy is as a manager, what he's done to PSG, how they play, and how they have adapted to multiple play styles in just a perfection way. How they can adjust in a game like they did today, where they come out hot, and they see the situation, they know what's going on, and they play it to perfection. They managed today to make the first or the second best attacking trio in the world look lost. They made two players that are in Ballon d'Or conversations that people say are the best player in the world at points this season, Olise Kane, not really be able to find much in this game at all. I mean, let's be honest. This is one of Olise's worst games of the season, and he's been a guy that's been turning up in almost every big game. What impresses me the most about PSG? I know they have their sloppy moments in the league still. I know that they have their slip-ups. When the moment is big, this team doesn't give a crap. If they've made it to a big competition, they excel. They remind me of old school Real Madrid. Boys, I think this team is a team that you should all appreciate watching because I think they have a really, really good chance to three-peat in the UCL. And yes, I said it out loud. I don't see anybody. Look, if they get past this hurdle of Arsenal, which if you're PSG and you're heading into this game, you're not loving that you're seeing Arsenal. No one in the world wants to play against Arsenal because Arsenal are capable of getting a result against anybody. They are. Whether you want to hear that or not, they are. Okay? The way they play, and especially in a one-leg format, it's not a good matchup for anybody. I think it's a slightly better matchup for PSG than it is for Bayern Munich, but regardless, it's not a matchup you want to see. But I want to credit Enrique because their tactical flexibility, I don't know if I've watched many sides in the world that have just been able to go out there and play in so many different ways, bro. I mean, the team is so organized. They understand what's going on. The way they defended in this game, man, I felt like the only guy in Bayern that was even seeing anything at times was Luis Diaz, and even he didn't really get it going today. I have so much to talk about. The first thing I wanted to give, though, is Enrique credit. I mean, guys, let me tell you something. The conversations we're going to be having about this guy if they three-peat in the UCL. Two-peat is a massive deal. How many managers all time have really two-peated, though? That's what we got to figure out. But three-peat, oh my goodness. And the way they play football, too, man. It is beautiful. Watching this, and this is what I was talking about, because people are going to look at it today and be, well, oh, Pick, it wasn't the game that you wanted. It was only 1-1. The skill in the attack, man. The skill in the midfield. Watching how crisp these guys are on the freaking ball. Do you watch Doué? Like the silk of this guy. Don't get me started on Kvaratskhelia. We're going to talk about all these guys. What's the drama with this game today? The referee. If you don't know already, the referee was Portuguese. Portuguese referees, honestly, they suck. All right? I'm not being out for anybody, but they do notoriously not call good matches for whatever reason. Now, what are people on Twitter theorizing? If you're into conspiracy theories, how many Portuguese players you have on PSG? Nuno Mendes, right? And the offenses in this game of the handballs, they were all against Portuguese PSG players, right? Of course they were. You've got this tweet going out on ESPN FC, which I'm going to pull up for you guys. If you missed the match, you'll see what they called and kind of what they didn't call. Look, I'm not in the rules committee. I have no idea if these are pens or not. I don't even know. I don't know anymore because you watch 1 week in the Prem, and 1 week something is a pen, and then the same thing happens next week, and it's not a pen. All I know is that we saw these happen in the game, and then, bro, I swear there was another one of these that was like a handball where Lamer's rifling the shot in the 80th minute, And literally, before the shot even hits his arm, the ref's like, no pen, no pen. Like, he was like, no, before it even happened. So I don't know, man. Say what you want about conspiracy theories. Is there match fixing in football? Obviously. Don't be so naive and say there's not. Guys, the world is controlled by match fixing. I hope it's not happening in our beautiful game. I like to watch a fair game myself. But let me tell you this. Is it the defining reason that Bayern Munich are going home tonight? No, they didn't show up. They didn't show up. Company found his level here. He got outmanaged and outclassed by Luis Enrique. I'm just saying, they did not show up enough. They got their goal in the end of the game, and it was one of those scenarios where they were kind of just hoping they were going to get penalties all game. Look, I think PSG tactically managed this game very well. I think they probably took some of that first leg personally, knowing that they were up 5-2 and could have controlled the game more. They have the team. They have the team to control the match, bro. All right? They have the team. They have the team. So you can see today, they really absorbed the pressure, guys. It's not many times you're going to see PSG only having 34% possession, man. Oh, my goodness. 34% possession for PSG. We had 33 shots in this game, 6 big chances. Look, it wasn't anything compared to the first game because I think you knew and you saw there was a certain tenseness that was being played. There was a certain situational awareness. I have so many things I want to talk about in this game. For all of the glazing we give Lamine Yamal is his own guy, all right? He does his own thing. The times he looks like Neymar is when we put him in an inverse comp, but does he really look like Neymar? This guy looks like Neymar. Guys, the way this guy dribbles the football, it's not normal. It's many times in this game, it's not even just the one-on-one or the take-ons or the touches. It's the way his awareness is of when to do the dribbles, when to do the skills. Every time look, Dembele is one of the craziest glow-up players we've ever seen. I mean, he's practically going to show up again at the end of this season in all the big games, and if he contributes with France this summer, he's probably going to win the Ballon d'Or. Mbappe is somewhere crying at home because he's causing another tantrum. He's on vacations, and now his teammates are posting without him. Guys, I have to ask you this. I love Mbappe. I love him. I think he's a phenomenal talent, an all-time generational talent. He's one of the most freakish athletes we've ever seen play football. But I have to ask you this. Is he an international merchant? Is he just not a player that works at the club level? Look, I'm not going to use some low IQ generalized statement to say I fully believe that. But is it possible to now ask the question, if Mbappe was in this spot instead of Dembele, would we see him working as hard in that spot at the 9? Would we see him be as unselfish at the 9 like Dembele is, and how Dembele has transformed his career and is now potentially going to go maybe and win back-to-back Ballon d'Ors depending on what happens at the World Cup? Because right now at Real Madrid, they're doing an Mbappe out campaign. Can you believe it? The guy has scored 65 goals last year. 65 goal contributions in a year. 60 or whatever the hell a crazy number was, right? And they want him out of the club. What's going on with Mbappe? He leaves PSG all those years he was here. Never wins any crazy trophy. Gets so close. Never works with players like Neymar, really, or Messi. I feel like even as him and Neymar did their thing, they never fully got together on that wavelength. Watching this PSG attack, the way Kvaratskhelia understands his teammates up there, oh my God. Guys, Kvaratskhelia, man, again, I said this last time we watched these guys. If it's a big game, there's not many players in the world I'm calling over Kvaratskhelia. We have to put some respect on his name. He's such a big game player, bro. He turns up every time it's a big game. And so people say, oh, he's kind of mid because they look at his stats for the season, and they're not that impressive. But let me say this. When you look at him in a big game, holy shit, man. I mean, holy shit. Does this guy show up? Absolute baller, man. He takes on guys for 1v5, and it looks easy. It looks easy. So I look at this side and these three up there, and I'm like, man, the glue they have, the knowing their roles. Knowing the roles. Kvaratskhelia, the killer. Dembele, the gegenpress god, who can now finish because he never could, but now he can. Due, Neymar reincarnated, bro. I mean, they're special, and they're unselfish, man. Enrique has them bought in. Oh, my goodness. This PSG side, guys, they're really a pleasure to watch, man. Oh, God, man. It's just, I had to ask that with Mbappe. I love Mbappe. And obviously at the international level, it's no joke what he does. But is he just a toxic guy at these clubs? I don't know what's happening. Real Madrid wants him out. He's taking vacations now. This PSG side, guys, we're serious. If they beat Arsenal, they're going to be they're going to be in the offseason thinking about three-peating. Do you know how fucking crazy it is to three-peat a Champions League? Do I need to say anything else? So, guys, all credit to Enrique. I think Kvaratskhelia is turning into my favorite football player in the world, bro. It's like watching this guy versus other wingers. He receives the ball and goes. Him and Luis Diaz are seriously special. I mean, Diaz, I think, is not... Kvaratskhelia is slightly better than Diaz, but oh my God, Diaz too. And I love that Diaz gets the ball and Lucho just fucking goes, man. That's what the wingers in the world need to be doing, bro. Guys, let's give a shout out to Neuer as well tonight. If Neuer, this is what people are not understanding. It's another game where PSG has 1 XG and could have had 4 goals. If they were playing any other keeper in the world, I watched Neuer make so many saves in the low corners that were just absolute, they're not going to get the XG statistics. Bro is 40 years old making diving low corner finesse dip saves, man. Shout out to Neuer, man. Shout out to Neuer, bro, because he got a lot of stick for some performances over the weeks. He's had some crazy ones. He's 40 years old. He's still putting in performances like that. I want to say for me watching this game, obviously I'm just saying Bayern Munich wasn't good enough. They don't deserve to go through. PSG deserves to go through. All right, I'm not going to sit here and say there's a robbery happening tonight because of penalties. They didn't play well enough, man. And man, that's what I'm just saying. The flexibility that Enrique can give to this team, the way they actually defended tonight, I was like, oh my God, this team might be actually just unbeatable. They might be unplayable. They could play any way against you and win. I want to say to Musiala, it's going to sound like I'm asking him to watch this video. I'm not. My brother, I hope you can get back to your form. It is sad to see Musiala, man. He's just not the same. I know he's had a lot of injuries. People are really being harsh on this guy and don't understand. When you get these injuries where you tear ligaments and you fuck up your knee and your ankle, a lot can change. People are saying he's finished. He should have been, he was in Jude Bellingham combos. People are way too harsh on this guy, man. It's unfortunate. It's bad timing. Coming back into this situation where Gnabry goes out, which they were playing better with him, and they were playing with him because Musiala was injured. He needs more time, and hopefully he can get back to what he was previously, because we know what he was previously, and he was absolutely unplayable. But he looks past it and a bit lost out there, and I feel bad watching it because I know what he's capable of, and I know his body is not able, allowing it to happen. It's sad. It's sad. When he's coming off in the 75th minute and Jackson is coming in to replace him, it's sad. It's sad to see. I say Neuer's the greatest goalkeeper of all time because he just makes the saves he makes are he does it for fun. He makes it look easy. I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, how many other keepers tonight would make all those saves look easy? Other keepers in the world, you'd be going on Twitter saying, oh my God, that save is insane. But Neuer, it's just Neuer. Well, we just expect it. Felt like Bayern didn't show up tonight. Guys, I don't really have much else to say. I want to talk about the referee stuff. And, I think just, I think it's Bayern's only third or fourth defeat this year. So shout out to Enrique, man. Because this, for me, guys, Bayern, in terms of if you're doing worldwide power rankings, Bayern's number 2. Bayern's number 2 before this. Enrique takes care of business. They get away with a 1-goal advantage. We could do an early look at PSG, Arsenal. I think people are going to say that Arsenal are going to get cooked. It's such an interesting matchup, this one. I'm wondering how Enrique is going to play this. Because we know when it's time to defend with PSG that they can defend. And I'm wondering if he's going to actually not want to absorb all the possession in this game because that's kind of what Arsenal are wanting. He's going to try to get them to come out a bit and then let his killers, Kvaratskhelia, Doué, go crazy. By the way, Doué could have had 2 goals tonight against any keeper. Neuer made 2 crazy saves. He dribbled 4 guys, hit some crazy shots, And so, guys, the early look at this, I'm not even going to be able to give you percentages. We got to see injuries and stuff. Am I going to pick against PSG? No, they won last year. Arsenal's now made it one step further, and I think PSG are a much better side than Arsenal. But I'm not going to doubt Arsenal that they could get it done. They could get it done. I wouldn't probably give Arsenal higher than a 30% chance, 35 to win this game. Doesn't mean they can't win. You play the game 10 times, they win 3 out of 10 times. That's just how it goes. But there's a part of me that's rooting for PSG to do a three-peat because they deserve it, and no team is going to touch them. What team, guys, tell me what team next season is going to touch them? Look, guys, look at the knockout right now and tell me what team, if PSG wins this year, is going to stop them from a three-peat next year. I'm waiting. I don't see any guys. The amount of signings and work Barca need to do. Arsenal, Arsenal are gonna get here, but with a different. Can you imagine if Arsenal had to play like they had to play Man City and they had to play Bayern Munich on the way to the final, semifinal. Would they be able to get by all those teams with the attack they have? I don't think so. They can only defend so much. I know defense wins championships. We saw it with Chelsea a couple years ago. I don't think so. So Arsenal, like as close as they are, and even if Arsenal wins this year, I would still say PSG are the favorite next year. Because I think PSG tactically can outclass so many teams over a knockout stage. And I think they're going to keep every single player. I look at Arsenal, I think they got to make more signings. Bayern Munich, I don't know what's the answer there. I don't know really what they got to bring in. It seems like they got to bring in another guy. It does. It seems that way. I'm looking at everybody else. I don't know, man. Maybe Real Madrid could be there, but Real Madrid's got a lot of work to do. Now they got club drama. Chelsea, Liverpool, I mean, you know what I mean, guys? Who's going to beat this PSG team? I don't know. This is probably going to go down as one of the most dominant teams in football history. And Enrique deserves all the credit, man. He has so much of my respect. I really have nothing else to say besides Kvaratskhelia is becoming my favorite player in the world. Like, I just love watching him. I don't know. He's just so elite, bro. Watching him dribble out of every scenario, his physicality, his work rate. The one thing about Enrique, you can always tell a good manager, guys, when they can get a team to buy in with any flow or tactics. Do you think deep down, Dembele, Doué, Kvaratskhelia, do you think these guys want to sit back and defend, bro, when it's time to defend? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Their quality, some of their individual quality is better than if you were to put together many of the best teams in the world's attacks all together in one player. That's how good some of their individual quality is with Doué and Kvaratskhelia. But they're bought in. Enrique's got them bought in, man. And for that, I can so much respect it. So, GG's the PSG, guys. We have an Arsenal-PSG final. I think it's only going to be a one-goal game, bro. Either way. I think it's going to be a very close game. Very close game. Looking at this game, just as a looking into it, I'm a little nervous, though, for Arsenal in terms of the fullbacks. And I think PSG offers something really different than a lot of teams do. They don't really play with a bruiser hold-up 9. I think the center backs for Arsenal are going to have their work cut out for them. The way that PSG presses all game and the way that they attack. They're a very technical, drop into spaces team, and they work well together. And I think that the wing play is going to be really a thing that Arteta's going to have to get those wing backs really, really locked in on, man. That concerns me a little bit. Great test for Declan Rice and the Arsenal midfield to see how they're going to do, because this is the best midfield in the world that PSG have. So it's a great test for them too. Anyways, guys, that's me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below.